good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shane Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, I'm a piano music. So guys, today I want to talk about a very popular person here on my channels. That is Angela Simmons. Now, I do not dislike Miss Angela Simmons. In fact, I do like her quite a bit. But unfortunately, Angela Simmons, like most of us, we're humans, we're not perfect. And Angela Simmons grew up in a really powerful entertainment family. Her uncle is Russell Simmons rather, and her dad is Reverend Run, and the parents are married. And she had the opportunity to deal with a lot of the celebrity kids, right? In her age group. One of them was Master P's son, okay? Romeo. But what happened with Angela Simmons is that she was a virgin until age 26. And she ended up with Mr. Sutton Tennyson, who she was engaged to, but his prior criminal record, it appears that he had some things going on with like weapon charges and allegedly distributing drugs. And they had a child together, and then basically he was murdered in November 2018. Since then, what's happened with Angela Simmons has been quite a catastrophe in the relationship market. She could no longer get along with Romeo Miller. She wanted him to be like a stepdaddy kind of simp kind of person. That turned out disastrous for her. She dated a boxer that didn't work out. And so now Angela Simmons has been sort of pushing a little bit of body positivity. And which is great because a lot of women out there who have bodies who are not natural. But she broke the internet allegedly yesterday when she released some pictures of herself modeling the Matte collection at Miami Swim Week. Now, I don't want to really get in too much trouble showing these photos, but we can look at Angela Simmons and tell. Definitely she is modeling on the thick side. I mean, you know me, I don't have no problem with it. But definitely you can tell like she is going towards the BBW style side of modeling. And a lot of ladies like this look. And to be real, some guys too. A lot of brothers like a lady that got a little bit more, and she wears it well. So, she's still still attractive. But here's kind of what I get from this kind of support for her. It's not that she's put on this sort of weight and looks very well. It's the fact that Angela Simmons in many ways has become reachable than before. What does that mean? Angela Simmons is living a vulnerable lifestyle. She is more representative of the people who follow her. Okay? Now, there are some people who I believe that have said some negative things about these photos, but the people who support her, they really like it. And to be honest, a lot of ladies in Angela Simmons' age group in Black America, she is more like them than the norm. They're 34, 35, 32, 33, one child, maybe two, maybe children by different men, and yet still trying to be sexually appealing, which I get. But here's what we're not talking about. We're not talking about the fact that Angela Simmons has a very difficult time trying to match on the dating market with a man that's very similar to her. That's what's not being talked about. I'll say it again. Angela Simmons has a very difficult, if not almost impossible task, not being able to deal with a man that's like her. And one of the fundamental reasons for that is because the guys that are available to her have already left the building. So when we praise Angela Simmons, we also got to understand, here's what is not being talked about. And I can kind of see why maybe Angela Simmons in her later years is not as, I would say, if we would talk about toned or things like that. I think the reality is this. Is Angela Simmons motivated to keep up the same style that she had maybe like 10 years ago? I don't think so. And I think we need to talk about that. A lot of ladies, and even a lot of men, right? You have a lot of men in the black community who are just disinterested, or women, okay? And then when it comes to the point where I don't feel like I need to do a whole bunch of stuff to get a high value man because I don't think he's out there, then why am I trying to kill myself to look a certain way? Why am I trying to hold off, and work out and diet? For what? Like, what's the reason here? And I think that might have been the reason why you're seeing the Angela Simmons sort of BBW transitions. Like, listen, it's already going to be difficult as it is. What is the incentive for me in my certain situation to be like trying to stay 30 pounds here or 5 pounds there? And I think that's what you get. You see a lot of ladies after a certain while, there's like, okay, what's the incentive for me to just keep, trying to get this guy who might not necessarily be there, but at the same time, those standards are so high. Same thing, a lot of black men. A lot of black men are not motivated to become very successful, to get a beautiful woman in black America. The motivation just isn't there like it used to be. Work really hard, do very well, you win a beautiful trophy wife, and that motivation is gone because a lot of people believe it's unattainable. And the reality is that if it was attainable for anybody, it was attainable for Angela, because unlike other ladies, she had every given opportunity based on her socioeconomic class and status. Like where she's at now, I don't think anybody would have predicted that this would be her based on the fact that her dad's a preacher. But now here is why. Choosing the right man or woman imperatively is so important. Because if this was the 90s, somebody like Angela Simmons would be able to be married 3 or 4 times, as pretty as she is. But here's what happens. In today's world, you get one time. Literally. In today's world, you get just really one time because the competition is so fierce. The men are few. All right? The women are much more. So if you have a chance where, you become a single mom or something like that, and then you're competing against women who don't have kids, it becomes significantly harder to do. And that's what you're seeing today. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.